Hi everybody, I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, I had a pretty productive day yesterday. I think I told you guys I was going down to Pensacola to see about canceling my ticket, and I wanted to be face-to-face because I figured I'm better at talking people into things face-to-face. Well, I don't know if that's what helped, but they canceled my ticket, and I forgot what they told me, but pretty much all I'll have to do is pay I'll have to pay a fee. And if the next ticket I want to get is more expensive, I have to pay the difference. But that's okay. I knew I was going to have to pay something. I just didn't want to eat that whole ticket. And I got a text yesterday while I was down there, and my shirts are ready. So I have my new tie-dye shirts here, Vegan for Life. And as I was telling the lady that did the design for me, and also got the tie-dye done and got the printing done of this particular shirt, a lot of these shirts I have, it's kind of funny, they don't pop. You can't make them pop in a thumbnail like when I'm sharing them online. Or I might even see a mock-up of them and I'm like, okay, it's all right. But they look a lot better like close up when you're wearing them. So I really like this one. I'm gonna have these for sale. I don't know if I'm gonna put them in the store or just like let people know through here and through social media. These are going to be $20 plus shipping. A little bit cheaper than I thought they were going to be. The final cost for me ended up being a little bit less. So I think I said they were going to be $25, but they're going to be $20 plus shipping. Within the and the shipping I can ship, but you know, if I'm not shipping within the U.S., it could get pricey. But anyhow, I want to talk about the raw food diet and greens today. I stumbled onto watching a few videos a couple of days ago. Oh, by the way, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please hit that big subscribe button down there now. Thanks. Yeah, I was watching some greens videos. I stumble across them from time to time. I do get back into watching videos now and again on YouTube, although I don't generally watch full videos. I watch little snippets and get little bits and pieces. And the other day I was watching what people had to say about greens. Everybody's got an opinion on greens. And as with everything else, I seem to kind of live in my own little world when it comes to that. We've got the hardcore, super hardest of the hardcore fruitarians that don't need greens. We don't need greens. They're not part of our stuff. I'm not going to ever sit and debate them, so it's kind of a moot point. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. But yeah, you've got the ones, oh no, there's no need of greens. All we need is fruit. Or then you got the breatharians, all we need is breath. I need some greens. Or at least maybe there's something that's psychologically tricking me into thinking I need some greens. But my body, I feel like I need some greens. Now, there's been a while, and some people, on the other hand, like they're all on the greens. And, you know, I think it's actually, I've seen it advised that we get a pound and a half to 2 pounds of greens a day. Well, I consider that on that other extreme. Here's the extreme over here of, no, we don't need any greens. I don't eat any greens. I only eat fruit. And over here, trying to focus on getting 1.5 to 2 pounds of greens a day. I'm not, now a lot of this, what I'm talking about is just kind of how I translate things for me personally. I'm not saying, so don't anybody misquote me or misunderstand, I'm not saying that maybe our body doesn't require a pound and a half to 2 pounds of greens per day, but a lot of this too, it's got to feel natural to me, just as natural, you know, just as a natural eating, an action of eating. I just don't feel like it should be that we should have to work so hard. And you got to kind of work a good bit to get a pound and a half of greens. Try to eat a pound and a half of greens in a day. Try to eat 2 pounds of greens in a day. And it's not like ridiculously complicated. But when you try to do that day after day after day after day, it takes a little bit to get that many greens in. Now, my greens consumption had dropped a little bit for probably the first couple of months of the year because I was just, you know, pretty much living on the fruit, and it had cut way back. But still, there would be this little tinge, and that's what I'm saying. I'm always balancing it with a little bit of, you know, educating myself and whatever, but I'm constantly listening to my body, trusting that intuition. And when I was eating all the fruit, you know, like recently, and I don't eat a lot more than that now, when I was just doing orange juice, mangoes, and bananas, I pretty much had just eliminated the greens. there came a point where I just had to have something green in the afternoon, and then I had celery juice, which was a nice contrast to that, and then I started having those green soups. And it just felt like such a nice balance. It would be like, you know, sweet, 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 sweet build up all day, and then those greens. Now, I like the greens, I don't know, I just think especially outside of the tropics, we're not necessarily, you know, the soil's depleted that we're getting a lot of our fruit from. If it's coming from the tropics, it's not ripening properly. So basically, I think when we're not living in the tropics, we're eating a lot of subpar fruit. And I think, you know, like we're missing a lot of the fruit has a lot of the minerals in it, but when we're dealing with subpar soil, we don't get as much out of it. So you know, just for me, like I say, there's nothing remotely scientific about my views on this video today other than just how my body processes it. My body wants the greens. My body needs the greens. I don't have to have greens every day. I don't have to have but that's kind of just how I know. Even if I get the greens out of my system, I just always get a pull back towards those greens. If I'm leaning too far in the fruit direction, just something inside me, you know, screams out for the balance of the greens. Now, I don't get as much as I used to. I'll tell you that. So I'm trying to, you know, get it in a lot of different ways. And I'm going to go back to having, you know, I can't live on ice cream for dinner forever. I don't think I can anyway. I got to go back to having one of those meals that's either like a green soup or a salad. And I'm doing that on a more regular basis now. I've had a couple of, well, I had one green soup this week. I had another heartier soup before that. But yeah, you know what? I just haven't felt the salads. I could not honestly tell you, and that's weird for us, you know, our lifestyle. I couldn't tell you the last time I've had a salad. Couldn't tell you the last time I've had a salad. And that's odd. And when I haven't had a salad for a while, you know, the salad's just that kind of thing you take for granted. You eat your fruit during the day, you eat smoothies during the day, you have smoothies. Then in the evening you make your big salad. Haven't done that in ages, so I think there might be a salad coming in the next couple of days. Another aspect I wanted to talk about on the greens is if it looks like I'm going to be here in Alabama for a while, I'm going to have to look into sourcing my greens a little bit better. I don't get great lettuce around here. I just get, you know, spinach that's in a bag. But when I go to Pensacola, there's a little market down there, an outdoor market on Saturdays. Now, they don't have much in the way of produce, although they do have some decent greens. It's not feasible necessarily for me to go down there and do a greens shopping every week. Although I probably will start buying a lot more of my greens on Saturdays down there and making Saturday more of a shopping day. I want to get something going. I want to get something that I can grow on my own that's not too complicated, because I'm not going to do complicated. You know, I'm not going to become a full-on farmer inside my house growing this and that. I know that I know that because I've said before I'll get gung-ho. I'm going to grow this, I'm going to grow that. And no, I'm not. I got a lot of stuff going on. But I would like to at least get some lettuces going here, maybe get a couple of herbs. You know, I'm definitely going to get a basil plant. I would like to get a dill plant, but the greens, yeah, I don't know. I can't really tell you other than my body needs those greens. If I go for, you know, ideally I should be getting them every day. But if I go for that period of time where I'm not adding any greens in, it might be a week, it might be 2 weeks, sometimes even a little bit longer. But eventually I just get that, man, I just need it. It's kind of the balance too. It's also a sweet, savory, or salty. I don't know if you'd really call greens savory. But yeah, they are. It's just that contrast to the sweet all the time. I love sweet. I can probably out-eat 99% of the world when it comes to fruit. But there does come a time when I'm eating sweet, that just something about that that contrast of the greens just really is nice. And I don't know, my body just feels, when it's got that balance going, I don't know that I necessarily need 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of greens a day. I think for me, somewhat that sweet spot is, and I know it's more realistic for me to get a pound every day and a pound and a half some days on a crazy day where I have a monster salad and a couple of green smoothies, maybe 2 pounds. But, you know, we don't have to be fanatic in any direction with that. But yeah, I need that balance of the greens. So people ask me all the time what I think of the greens. I'm always going to be a fan of the greens. It's just, you know, I don't see it as a realistic expectation of myself that I'm going to get that huge amount every day. But anyhow, just rambling. I started rambling on this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.